I originally got into veganism because I went on a spiritual retreat and I ate vegetarian food while I was there, and I felt great. I felt amazing. And then I came back and I was eating shrimp, and I was like, man, I'm just eating dead skin. Like I'm just eating dead flesh.
Yeah.
So there was this feeling of like almost like a moment of consciousness where I was like, well, if I'm causing pain to this thing and I don't need it, like I can feel really good without it, then why would I do it? You know? So I became vegan, and I was vegan for 4.5 years. The first 2 years I felt phenomenal. I've never felt better than the first 2 years in my entire life. And I think mainly it's because I was just getting more vegetables and more water into my system. So the first 2 years I felt really, really good. And then after 2 years, or more like a year and a half, after a year and a half, things started to change. I started noticing lack of energy, not waking up with boners anymore, like um, brain fog, like dark circles under my eyes. My hair wasn't healthy anymore. Like, I'm not sure if you can see it, but like I got a fucking full head of hair now. Like before it was like almost like thinning out.
Huh.
And so I continued for another until 4.5 years, like, because I was like, well, no, this has to be the healthiest diet. Like science says so. And then after 4.5 years, I started losing beard hair. And the last 2 weeks of being vegan, I was having vivid dreams every single night of me hunting, like hunting and eating meat, like every single night. It was the weirdest shit ever. And at the same time, I'm losing hair. And it's almost like the last 2.5, 3 years of being vegan, my body was saying, you're missing nutrients. Like, you're fucking missing nutrients. Like, you need to stop this shit.
Yeah.
And on top of it, I started getting more lazy. So I was eating bad vegan foods. Like, eating bread every day is not good for you. Eating any kind of gluten or grains is not good for you. Eating tons and tons of fiber is not good for you. And so I was so stuck in this belief that it was good for me because of all of this health. And I also don't want to hurt animals. Like, I love animals. Like, I have a dog right here, like a cute little dog.
Yeah.
And so I imagine like my dog. And so, but it got to a point where it wasn't about, okay, this diet can help me be healthy and help me thrive or even survive. It was like, I felt like shit. So at that point, it's like, all right, well, if I feel like shit with this diet and I have to kill another animal to feel healthy again, well, I'm going to choose myself. Like, I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to choose myself and kill another animal. So no, I'm not vegan anymore. I was having a lot of bloating and intestinal issues ever since I started eating meat. Completely gone away. I'm still dealing with the effects of being vegan, even two years after stopping.
What was that like when you took your first bite of meat?
I bought fish because the dreams I was having vivid dreams, bro, of like, I was like in fucking water in nature, and I had a spear, and I'm like spearing into the fucking water and pulling out fish, and I would cook it and eat it like 2 weeks straight, just like nonstop fucking dreams. So the first thing I did, I was like, I feel like eating fish. And so I went and bought some organic fish, brought it back, ate it, and within like 20 minutes, my brain was starting to fire on all cylinders again. I felt like my brain was working again.
For the first time in 4 years or whatever it was?
First time in like 2.5 years. And I was like, holy shit, I feel fucking phenomenal. I'm never going back to veganism. So does it suck that I have to kill an animal to feel healthy? Yeah.
Well, but you're not killing it though. You're buying it. You're benefiting from the kill.
Right. I'm benefiting from the kill, but technically you're supporting a kill. So I try to buy my meat now from good sources where like they're not caged up all their life. And to be honest, like agriculture and industrial agriculture is fucked up. And like, I think you would actually be better off being a vegan than eating the standard American diet, which is like fucking burgers and shit from animals that have been fed diets of like hormones and antibiotics and all that stuff. That's not going to help you. So all I eat now, like clean meat sources, clean foods. I try to buy organic as much as possible. I'm learning more about testosterone. I'm fixing my testosterone again because I think it fucking ruined my health completely. And it
Which
sucks
is
to go
ironic
again.
because that's what people say is like all the benefits of being a vegan is like a lot of the stuff that you said you were suffering from because of
Yeah,
it.
and dude, the first year and a half like felt good, but after your body catches up, I did so much research, unbiased research, because at the time the only research I was having was documentaries. Like, and you watch all these documentaries, the answer is go vegan. So I did a lot of unbiased research, and I realized, holy shit, my body, dude. When I did a blood test, my doctor was shocked that there was almost zero cholesterol in my blood, which is not a good thing because testosterone is created by cholesterol. So
Yeah.
you need good cholesterol. So my testosterone was taking a hit, my health was taking a hit. I started having candida, which is basically like um, an addiction to sugar. And so all these things started to fuck with my body, and I started to learn like, okay, in our ancestors we had things like we had things like what's the fucking word I'm trying to search for, collagen in their diet. And collagen only comes from animals, only. Like, you cannot get collagen from fucking plant sources. And so like these things, like I started researching, I'm like, well, my ancestors killed, and my nature is very fucking scary,
Yeah.
and nature is all about killing. And so
Speaking of fish, bro, the thing that you ate, those things eat everything. Small fish, whatever they can fit in their mouth, they'll eat it.
right, and so like they fucking consume animals as well. It's just a cycle. And so I'm lucky that I'm at the top of the animal food chain. uh or we have human brains to be at the top of
Well,
the
now that
animal.
you're eating meat again, you're at the top.
Exactly. And dude, I feel great. My hair started growing back. Like, literally everything started growing
Yeah.
back. Hair feels better. Skin is oily again, which is an actual sign. Feeling healthier, feeling better, no bloating. And so, yeah, man, I follow a paleo diet because I think it's the healthiest. I think it's how our ancestors ate. And the only reason I had trouble with the ethics of eating animals, because we grew up in a society where we didn't have to learn how to hunt, where our ancestors did. And so we are desensitized to the thought of killing other animals. And so, but our ancestors are desensitized because they needed it to survive. And so I started to question my own belief of like, well, if my ancestors killed animals in order to be healthy, and I need it because it's part of my DNA after doing all of this research, and I feel fucking way better, then my thoughts of killing an animal, my belief about killing an animal is actually wrong. Because, like, sure, I may not feel good about doing it right now, but that's because in our society, we go out and buy meat without having to kill the animal. So we're not desensitized to it. And so I'm gonna actually start hunting because I want to be able to kill an animal myself, and I want to be able to get the meat and be able to feed myself with the meat.
Yeah.
And I think it's actually a more natural way of doing things. And I think that um, I would rather eat an animal that lived its life completely and was able to live a good life and like had complete freedom than to eat from the way that factory farms are, where they fucking basically torture the animal and they have a shit life, and they're feeding them garbage, and then you're feeding yourself with all of that. It's not good. So I'm actually going to start hunting. I'm going a lot more into nature, doing shit that my ancestors did, man. Like, that's what's going to make you happy.
Na 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 na.